Am I recording this? Am I? I think I am. Okay, let's create a new tear maker. I swear I researched how to do this. Oh no, my battery. Hello my beautiful book dragons, welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing some tier ranking of every single short story by Oscar Wilde. I do really like Oscar Wilde. He's one of my absolute favorite writers, so I thought that for this classic do some tier ranking of all of the short stories. Now there are 13 short stories by Oscar Wilde. If you didn't know, now you know. Don't worry about it, there's no spoilers. It's all about the fun. Number one thing that I love about Oscar Wilde is the sass. He's super sassy, all the judgment. So that's my first tier, all the sass and judgment. I love how he just uses all of the characters and puts them in really stupid situations and make them so simplistic that they just convey humor at the end, but at the same time it's like bam, he's talking about you, society. The next one is missing some sass, so it was not bad, it was great. I wish it was a little bit more Oscar Wilde, a little bit more sassy in that story. The next one is Maybe With Another Try, so I didn't really love it, but maybe I have to go back and read it again to be able to completely love this short story. The other one is What Was the Point? There were a couple of short stories that I was just like, why is this here? Why am I even reading this? Does this have any explanation to be? And then not even. You already can see by the illustrations that I made for every short story that there's a couple that I didn't even illustrate. Like, that's how much I enjoy them. So I'm excited. Let's just jump into those. The Devoted Friend is the first one. I can see how there's people like this in real life where there's like super self-centered that when they have a friend, it only goes one way. They only want to like take and take from that friend. But when it comes to like give them something in return or help them in some way, they don't want to do them. And they use all of these excuses. This goes into the extreme because of course it's Oscar Wilde and I enjoyed it, but it was like not that great. So I'm gonna put it in What's the Point? A Model Millionaire. It's the second one. I cannot even remember what that short story was about. That's how memorable it was for me. So I'm just gonna say not even. The Remarkable Rocket. I mean, it was like the fireworks were talking to each other and one of them was like super selfish and egocentric and wanted like all the attention, and no matter all of the stuff that happened to him, he always said like, I am so amazing. So I don't know if this is like a good thing or a bad thing to like not let anyone or anything down and change the awesome perspective that you have on yourself, or that if you are like super egocentric you end up in a really bad place. I don't know what the moral of this was, so I'm gonna say What Was the Point? The Selfish Giant. I really like this story. At the first I was like, what is the point, what is going on? But the last bit goes into religion territory and I really enjoyed that ending. I thought that it was such a beautiful way to convey something. Especially I think for Oscar Wilde, he doesn't really go into religion situations, so I really enjoyed that. I think it was missing some sass though, so I'm gonna put that in that category, but I really did like it. The next one, A Sphinx Without a Secret. I really like this one. I think it had all the sass, especially all the judgment. I really enjoyed this short story, and it's about this guy that thinks that a woman is like having an affair, and for some reason they're not even like dating or whatever, but at that time if you're like seeing him and then like you basically belong to him and you're not supposed to talk to anyone. And so she didn't even had any secrets or anything. She was just going somewhere to paint or something like that, and he was just being an asshole about the situation. I really enjoyed this one. A feminist as well kind of read that I was really surprised to find in Oscar Wilde's stories and writing. The Nightingale and the Rose. That was okay. I think it really conveys the way that Wilde feels about love. Maybe With Another Try I would enjoy this more because I feel like that connection with Oscar Wilde, but I didn't feel the sass, I didn't feel the judgment, I didn't really got a lot from it. Probably have to read it again to like really know what this is about. The Happy Prince. I love this one. This one is about a statue and there's a bird, like a specific type of bird, but I don't remember what bird this is. And he goes into this town and the Happy Prince is a statue made of a prince that was very happy because of course he had everything in life, but then he is made into a statue and the statue can see everything around and he can really see all the poverty, all the illness, all the awful things that everyone that's not royalty going through. And I did feel that judgment through society that I really loved. Again, a little bit of religion in there, which I liked from Wilde to like explore, because it brings all of this judgment to society. I can feel Oscar Wilde getting sassy and I really liked it, so I'm gonna put it on top with all the sass and judgment. The Star Child, I feel like it was way too long. It's about being nice to other people. It doesn't matter if you are gorgeous, if you have a lot of money, to just like not look down on people and be assholes and bullies to them. I think it was missing some sass. I don't know why. I feel like there was something missing from the story, even though I really liked it. The Fisherman and His Soul, this dude decides that the love of his life is a mermaid, but he needs to get rid of his soul because mermaids don't have souls to be able to go live with the mermaids, so he cuts off his soul to do that. Of course, awful things happen after that. It's just crazy. His soul just like goes away into the world, and then because he sends the soul without a heart, the soul without a heart is just like kind of a psychopath. It really explores into what the soul is. Oscar Wilde does that beautifully. It's just so much. It's just so much. And I feel like this really encompasses everything that Oscar Wilde is. And if you need to read a short story or you just like want to give it a try, I would recommend reading that one. That was my favorite. The Birthday of the Infanta. We are in like a palace and we are following the Infanta to Spain, which I really enjoyed that Oscar Wilde moved away from England for a little while and he wrote about Spain and he's talking about royalty and the Infanta, of course. It's her birthday and they bring this circus around and this gnome, and he has not seen a mirror. He doesn't know that he's ugly. He's really good-hearted and there's a lot of like conversation within him and with like everyone else looking at him that are judging him because he's ugly, but he's just so happy and he's dancing and he sees that the Infanta is smiling and having a good time because of his performance, and so of course he gets really, really happy until he sees himself in a mirror. And it's just not about how other people perceive us, but I think how we ourselves. I think there's a ton of like different things to look for in this short story. I'm gonna say it was all the sass and judgment. The young king talks so much about what you are expected to like look like in society, especially if you're a king. You of course want to have the best, most expensive robes, the most expensive crown. And when this young king has a nightmare and really sees how these things are obtained, I think it totally brings that into today's life. For example, when you go out and you buy anything that you might want, like clothing, makeup, whatever, and you really see behind like how is this makeup obtained and what resources are we using for this. The people that are working to get this stuff, how are they being treated? He has a nightmare of all of the stuff that he needs to be like crowned king, and then when he wakes up he's like, no, I'm not gonna be a selfish king like that. I'm going to actually give things to people. The Canterville Ghost. I love this. This was my first Oscar Wilde read ever and I really loved it. I really love it still. I love how he again not only talks about in the United Kingdom, but it brings it into America, and we see how people from America, specifically the US, against how British people would go for situations like having a ghost in their house. And he does this in such a funny, sassy, judgmental way that I just loved. I think this is exactly the stuff that like if you want all of the sass, all of the judgment, go for this one. Lord Arthur Sabile's. We have Lady Windermere there and she has like a party in her house, and we have this hand reader and he reads the hand of one of the guests, Lord Arthur. I'm just gonna call him Arthur. He reads the hand of Arthur and he tells him that what he sees is just murder in the future, that he's going to kill someone. And so of course when someone tells you that that's your future, you go ahead and you accelerate it. So he's just like looking for people to kill to just like make that go away fast and then be able to get married. It's because he doesn't just like want to get married and then kill someone and then put that shaming the wife. He just wants to like get it out of the way and then get married happily ever after. Like that's the rational thing to do. So a lot of stuff again to look for in this short story. I think the short stories that I really liked are the ones that have a lot of depth in them, as you can probably see. That's my tier ranking of every single short story by Oscar Wilde. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. And I will see you, beautiful book dragons, on my next video. Bye!